you wanna know what's really going on, search for the answers and question it all. Turn your televisions off, cause you're being brainwashed. Brainwashed, brainwashed. If you wanna know what's really going on, search for the answers and question it all. Turn your televisions off, cause you're being brainwashed. Brainwashed, brainwashed.
Welcome back to another broadcast over here at the Ellis Network. Now guys, I have my wife with me. We're going to talk about this article that came out yesterday. Actually, it came out to me this morning. It was put out to the public last night. And it's something local. It's here in Ohio. It's not local, like, real close, but it's here in the same state that we have. And it's being reported from one of our local news stations. Say hi.
Hello.
Okay, guys. So, anyways, really quick. Before we get into that subject, guys, this was coming out as well, and this is just happening. 2 people shot at Central Michigan University, and the suspect is still at large. This is from RT News, and it's saying that shots have been fired at Central Michigan University Residence Hall in Mount Pleasant. Police say 2 people wounded, and a gunman still remains at large. This was their Twitter account right here. This was posted at 9:35 a.m., which is this morning. It says the suspect is a black male and considered armed and dangerous. More information will be shared as it becomes available. And then a couple minutes before that, the Central Michigan University's Twitter page has also confirmed that there has been a report of shots fired at Campbell Hall on campus. Suspects still at large. Police advise all to take shelter. If you see something suspicious, call 911. Again, guys, I had an article pop up from RT News here on the PC that said this, so I looked into it a little bit deeper. Again, you guys know how I like to vet my information. And sure enough, Washington Post is saying the same thing. And then right before I went live down here at the corner, you guys know my notifications like to pop up. I also have AmericanMilitaryNews.com confirm the exact same thing. There's not a whole lot of information. It's still an ongoing thing. The guy's still at large, so everyone in Central Michigan University, I hope you guys stay safe, and I hope they catch this guy very soon. Alright, so the reason why I brought Misty in here was because this hits home. You know, with everything that's going on, you know, here in the schools, you know, our children, they do active drills for shooting, and that's the sad thing, isn't it?
It's very sad.
I mean,
it's very sad that a active shooter drill has become more common than a fire drill, a tornado drill, you know, any kind of drill.
Yeah. You know, we had a talk, and that's the thing. Like, we didn't know how to have a talk with our children about this. You know, this is like a new frontier for parents.
Our children are 6 and 9. We should not have to have a conversation of what do you have to do if a bad person with a gun breaks into your school.
But
or
wait.
a child brings a gun to school.
Exactly, that's what it is. No longer is it just a madman walking into a school. Now, guys, ever since Florida, we have seen a lot more activity with children actually bringing guns into school. And let me show you guys what we're talking about, guys. Again, this was local. This is coming from WKBN.com. That's a Youngstown news station. An Ohio 6-year-old was arrested yesterday, charged after bringing a gun to school. I mean, when I read this, I think of our son. I think of John.
We have a 6-year-old.
I mean, I think of, you know, what would have been running through this person's mind to even think about, you know, picking a gun up. You know, I mean, miss, let me ask you a question. If a 6-year-old brings a gun to the school, and we're gonna get into this here in a second. I mean, of course, they're gonna punish the kid.
Well, yeah, that child deserves to be punished, but not just that child. Why did a 6-year-old have access to a weapon in the first place?
Exactly.
Now, I'm not against there being a weapon in a home, but you need to do so responsibly. A 6-year-old, any child, should not have access to put their hands on a weapon at any point in time.
Exactly. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll read this for you guys a little bit. This happened in Springfield. For some of you guys here in Ohio that don't know where Springfield is, I pulled up the map right here, P. That's, I don't know. All right, I better not highlight that. Right over here, you can see where, oh, I know why. Because her GPS. Okay. And down here, just west of Columbus, is Springfield. It's down by Dayton and Marysfield. If I zoom in, and then you got Dublin right here, Sydney right there, right down 33, right into Springfield. So, anyways, According to Springfield police, the boy opened a stranger's unlocked car door, saw the gun, put it in his backpack, and showed his friends. So even if it wasn't a parent, you know, whoever's car this was had a loaded gun. A loaded gun. I mean, here in the state of Ohio, isn't that illegal against concealed carry?
Honestly, I don't know how the law pertains to that.
I'm pretty sure if you have a gun in your car, you have to have your gun. If you're permitted to carry a gun in a car, you have to have the gun unloaded in one location and the box of shells and the ammunition in another location. They cannot be put together. They cannot be. So, you know, here's the thing. This article doesn't state nothing about going after the person that owned the car, the person that owned the gun. They're only talking about disciplining the child. This happened at Kenwood Elementary around 8:15 a.m. Thursday. That was yesterday morning. The teacher saw the boy showing the gun. She confiscated it and called the police. Police said the boy was taken to a juvenile detention center and has been charged with illegal conveyance of a firearm inside the school. Springfield City School Superintendent Dr. Robert Hill released this statement about the incident. And this is what he is saying about it. At Springfield City School District, students and staff safety is our #1 priority. Anyone involved in breaching that safety will face serious disciplinary action and additional consequences to the maximum extent of the law. So they're going to charge this 6-year-old.
Well, and you know what? I don't think a 6-year-old is going to get... I mean, I don't know what the maximum punishment...
Our son, every day we have to battle our son to let him know the difference between right and wrong. It's a 6-year-old.
Well, we don't have to battle him, but as parents, yes, we do our job to make sure he knows the difference between right and wrong.
Right. And you know, maybe me saying battling wasn't the right term. But, I mean, we're constantly on him. He's a 6-year-old. His brain is still developing. They don't know the right from wrong. That's why we, as parents, have to guide these children. First off, where in the hell did the kid think a 6-year-old think it was okay to break into someone else's car?
Well, that's what I was going to say. There's a lot of questions to be raised by this article. You know, no, as parents, we cannot control every action that our child does. It is our job to teach them right from wrong. But, okay, so where was this car located? Was this 6-year-old walking himself to school when he should have been in the supervision of an adult?
Well,
was he taught that we don't break into vehicles? The gun owner, the car owner. Why was that gun left unattended in an unlocked vehicle?
Maybe there's more to this story than just this article. I'll have to get out and look. But, I mean, yeah. I mean, was this kid walking to school? You know, there's a lot of questions here. But, you know, I'm just trying to think of, you know, the child's home. You know, a 6-year-old thinks it's okay to just break into someone's car, regardless.
Well, I mean, I don't want to say kids are going to be kids, but as parents, yes, we do our best to teach a child right from wrong, but we cannot control every action that they do. And while this is a serious offense, a very serious offense, our kids do things we tell them not to do every day. Kids are going to push the boundaries. But why was a 6-year-old breaking into a vehicle?
Exactly. The most meaningful act that we can engage in as a community is to foster and maintain a see something, say something culture in our school buildings. Our schools are in session and will remain in session. We continue to reflect our current safety policies, and we are working closely with law enforcement experts to ensure that our school buildings continue to be the safest places for our students. And that's the sad fact. Now, we have to worry about, you know, sending our kids to school and they're no longer being safe. You know, I mean, churches. Look at what happened in Texas a couple months back. You know, guy walked in, and these are all gun-free zones. Have you noticed? Most of your mass shootings happen at gun-free zones.
Well, absolutely. But they're also places of mass population. You know.
I mean, okay. Now we see this being the new norm. You know, kids bringing guns to school. You know, mass shootings happening at school. There's the whole debate going on. Do we take assault rifles away from the people? You know, do we infringe on the Second Amendment and take away their rifles? Or do we arm our teachers? Which I have a whole problem with that. I mean, first off, I do agree with, you know, the teachers. You know, I can kind of see where it's coming from. You know, if we have teachers that have guns in the classrooms on them or put up or whatnot, that would take the ratio of a mass shooting way down. You know, and it would protect. But the sad fact is that we got to put our children in these situations. So let's go ahead and raise security forces. Okay, so let's turn our schools into looking like penitentiary systems. You know, armed guards walking the hallways.
Not only that, but I think it opens a whole new can of worms arming our teachers. I can see the positive and the negative to it, but one downfall I do see is look at how many shootings we have that involve our police officers. And it's claimed, you know, the person was innocent, they were unarmed, you know, blah, blah, blah. Yes, oftentimes that is true, but what is to stop a armed child from getting shot by a teacher and then somebody saying, oh, that teacher planted the gun? Or, you know, I think it just opens a whole new can of worms.
Or you know, without even putting a conspiracy on it, let's not forget the fact that mental health. You know, yeah, there's teachers out there, you know, there's people that have mental health issues, okay, and can still be successful in life.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, you know firsthand with mine, you know, with my depression, you know, and when I'm on my pills and whatnot, you know, I still have my ups and downs, right?
Absolutely.
You know, it doesn't matter. So you're going to go ahead and put, you know, a gun on a teacher. First off, I think that if you're going to be a teacher and you have to arm yourself, I think there needs to be a mental health evaluation. Strict mental health evaluation. Because again, like I said, you're in the classrooms with the children. Okay? We're going to give you a firearm, but if you're mentally unstable, you know, that's almost like calling the kettle black. At the same time, because, you know, all of these mental, or not mental, but all these mass shootings that has happened, you know, whether or not it was Sandy Hook, Charleston, you know, with Dylan Roof going into the church, Parkland, you know, they're really gearing towards, you know, his mental health issue and looking at his health records, showing that, you know, yeah, he was prescribed mental health medication. But people wants to talk about, you know, they want to sit there and pick and fight and argue about the mental health issue. And, well, you know, let's talk about big farm companies, you know, for making this person going crazy just because he was prescribed that. But no one has documentation of if the motherfucker was actually taking the prescription.
Okay, and another thing. Does only a person with mental health issues have a mental breakdown? Do not people who are not diagnosed with a mental disability, any kind of mental issue, not have mental breakdowns? You don't know what's going to happen in someone's life tomorrow that might cause them to go over the edge.
Yeah, they come home from school from teaching the kids and find out that their spouse is sleeping with their best friend in the bed or something like that. Right. Or God forbid, you know, I mean,
so you take
shit happens.
You take a mental health evaluation a day to be able to carry a gun, and next week, you know, your world starts falling apart and you have a mental breakdown. Is that going to stop you from doing something that a week ago you were cleared on? Right.
See, I mean, it's insane. All right, let's go ahead and get back into this so we can get off this. Our schools are in sessions. Okay, I already read that. There are top-notch law enforcement officials in Springfield. We appreciate the immediate response and willingness to assist whenever we call on their expertise. I thank the Kenwood staff and the leadership for their fast and professional handling of the situation. The dedication to our teachers in this district is unmatched. There was one more thing that I wanted to pull up that I seen at the bottom of. See, this is totally different. Right here. This happened February 21st here in Ohio. An 8-year-old boy fears being hurt, takes a gun to school. This happened the 21st, a day after Parkland, Florida.
So see, this opens, I don't know the details to this article, but it just goes back to, you know, it's a sad day when our children fear
they're exposed,
being hurt in school. But again, how did this 8-year-old boy get his hands on a gun?
Well, you know, I mean, did he take the you know, and here's one question that could open up 1,000 more questions. Did the kid take the right steps to stop the bullying? Did he go home and talk to the parents? Did he go and talk to the teachers and the counselors at this school system? And did they shrug him off and ignore him to make this kid feel like he was so alone, so by himself? That was his only outcome? Was to bring a gun to school? Now, they,
But they're not saying that this boy, I mean, I haven't read the article. Was this child bullied?
hang on.
Or was he
An
in
8-year-old
fear of all the stuff that's going on around the world?
No. He was bullied. He was afraid that another child was going to hurt. Here, I'll read this. An 8-year-old boy, Ohio boy, with an unloaded gun in his backpack has told police he brought the weapon to the elementary school because he thought another student was going to hurt him. The Springfield News Sun reports that the teacher at Springfield's Simon Kent Elementary School found the gun Tuesday afternoon while putting homework into the backpack. No one was hurt. Police responded to the school and the boy was taken into custody.
Okay, but that doesn't say that he was bullied. It says he was in fear that another student was going to hurt him.
Right, but how would that fear be instilled into that boy? I mean, you just don't wake up one day and...
Look at everything that's going around. There's been, since just this Florida shooting, daily, there has been gun incidents.
Oh, yeah.
Our children are not blind to this. The parents are watching the news. The parents are speaking about it. Our children are not blind to this.
Yeah.
You know, nothing in this article is necessarily saying this kid was bullied. It's not saying that he wasn't.
Even if the parents aren't...
Why was he afraid that another student was going to hurt him?
Even if the parents aren't talking about it, the kids have to go to school and talk about it.
Right.
Whether or not their peers talk about it. I mean, they're having drills. You know, a kid could be blind and oblivious as hell to this. But the fact of the matter is that they have active shooter drills. Which is educating our children about the dangers.
Right.
And that's the sad world that we live in, is that we have to present this to our children. You know, back when we was in school, what was our drills? Tornado drills, fire drills.
Exactly.
You know, I'm sure, like, California, you guys may have had, like, earthquake drills. You know, out here in Ohio, we don't have to worry about that kind of stuff.
I cannot recall a single time throughout my schooling, and I could be wrong, but I don't recall a single time throughout my schooling where we ever had to have any kind of drill other than a fire drill or a tornado drill. We never had lockdown drills.
Nope. It's crazy. Alright, guys. We're going to get off here. I appreciate you guys stopping by, listening to the video. Babe, thank you. Thank you for coming on. It's exactly what I wanted. Alright, guys. We'll see you later.